Hi everyone, I am here with a true story out of the All Creatures magazine I ordered. Guidepost magazine about animals people send in. This one is called Finding Fluffy. I guess it's about a missing cat, I'm guessing. Our cat watched over the greenhouses of our flower business, and we watched that she didn't stray. This is by Marcy D'Antonio of Altonia, Pennsylvania. Hang on a second. All right, let's get started. The conditions outside weren't fit for man or beast or cat, especially our big gray cat Fluffy, who was probably curled up in a patch of daylight in the greenhouse and flower shop we ran next to our house. The snow was piled high where the plows had come through. It looked as if it was going to be a quiet day for our family business. Then a car pulled up. I went outside to see if it was a customer. The driver rolled down the window. "Excuse me," he said. "I'm Mark. Did you lose a cat?" "I found one near the grocery store parking lot last night." "Fluffy?" "That was more than 3 miles from our home. There was no way our blind cat could get that far, even if she did wander off." "No, it couldn't be," I said. "This cat is big, gray, and fluffy," he said, "and I think she's blind." My eyes widened. I asked Mark if he would wait while I looked for her. She was nowhere in the greenhouse. Mark volunteered to drive back to his house to fetch her. "It's no problem," he said. "She's a good cat." I didn't even know she was gone. I said when I had Fluffy safe in my arms again, I offered Mark a reward, but he refused it. "I'm just glad I found you," he said. "I went all over town looking for Fluffy's owner. A woman a few blocks over told me she'd seen a cat in your greenhouse." "I can't thank you enough," I said. "But how did Fluffy get all the way to the market? What kind of adventure had she been on? Who was the mystery neighbor who directed Mark to us?" Since Fluffy couldn't tell me, I was determined to figure it out. The night before, I'd received a call from my niece Carrie. "Hi, Aunt Marcy," she said. "I know it's late, but can you help me blow up some balloons for Mia's party?" It was her daughter's birthday the next day. "Of course," I said. "I have a helium tank in my greenhouse. I'll meet you there." We blew up balloons after balloon. At one point, Carrie went outside to get more. She took so long, I went to see if I could help and left the greenhouse door open. That must have been when Fluffy got out. But how did she walk all the way to the grocery store? Unless she didn't walk. Carrie and I had kept her car doors open. As she filled it with balloons, it's possible that Fluffy had jumped into her car for warmth. Feeling a bit like Miss Marple, I called Carrie. "Where did you go last night after we blew up the balloons?" She'd gone straight home. I said. "Maybe Fluffy hadn't been in her car." "Are you sure you didn't take your car anywhere else?" I asked. "That wasn't my car," Carrie said. "I borrowed my husband's." "Aha! Did Tony go anywhere in his car last night after you got home?" I asked. "Yeah," Carrie said. "He went to the grocery store to get a few more supplies for Mia's birthday." That had to be it. Fluffy had jumped into Tony's car while Carrie was here, and she rode all the way to Carrie's house. Then, unknown to Tony, Fluffy rode into his car into the store. She must have rode with him to the store. She must have gotten out while he loaded his groceries. I hated to think of Fluffy alone so far away from home. It was lucky that Mark had noticed her in the parking lot, and even more lucky that he was kind of a sleuth himself. In the morning, Mark drove around the area looking for the lost cat signs. When he encountered people along the way, he described Fluffy to them. He finally ended up on Sycamore Street, which was only 2 blocks from us. He told me that he spotted a woman in her driveway and made his inquiry. "No, I don't have a cat," she said, "but the woman who owns the greenhouse and flower shop on Geneva Lane has one. Maybe it belongs to her." She turned out to be Fluffy's second angel. I wished I could thank her, but Mark couldn't remember which house on Sycamore it was. I'd exhausted my detective skills. Miss Marple I wasn't. At least most of the mystery is solved, I thought, stroking Fluffy's fur. We got on with our day and took extra care to keep the greenhouse door shut tightly. Fluffy fell back into her routine of sleeping in sunlight patches and purring for our customers. A few weeks later, I received a phone order from Debbie, one of our regulars. "I'll just mail the bill to your house as usual," I told her. "Great, but I have a new address," Debbie said. "I moved into a new place on Sycamore Street." I paused. "About 3 weeks ago, did a man in a car stop and ask you about a lost cat?" "Yes," she said. "I told him it might have been yours, was it?" "It was," I told her. "Fluffy found her way home because of you. That made 2 angels and 1 cat found." I could close my case. The end. I hope you guys enjoyed that.